Hi, my name is Jack and welcome to my little corner of BookTube, the channel Jack in the Book Stack. Today I thought we would have a very casual chat because I uncovered something about myself, and that is that I am very easily influenced, and watching BookTube has changed my life and also changed my bank account. This all started when I was making a haul video and I realized how many times I was referencing other BookTube channels for inspiring me to pick up a certain book. So I came over to my bookshelves here and I scanned through to see which ones I actually purchased because I saw them on BookTube. I am going to link the culprits down below and the videos that inspired me to pick up these books. My favorite thing about BookTube is picking up books that I never would have heard of or books that I never would have thought I would have been interested in. This little community has really expanded my horizons and I am incredibly grateful. So I hope you find some benefit in this video. And if not, then at least you can laugh at me at the wide range of books I have here. There are so many different genres. It looks so chaotic. But if you also like chaotic reads because you read across all different genres, then please subscribe because we are very much kindred spirits. We are starting this video off with a heavy hitter, and that is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Of course, I've heard of this book before, but it was never on my radar. I never had a desire to read it until I saw a series of vlogs by Emma. Watching her experience really ignited a need within myself to check it out. She was so passionate about what she was reading. She was so moved. And it was just really beautiful and incredible to watch. So I knew I had to experience it for myself. While I wasn't quite as moved as Emma, this was a very profound read. I was very glad that I read it alongside SparkNotes. I annotated it like crazy. There were a lot of themes to notate here and a lot of characters to keep track of. I am so proud of myself for reading this, understanding it. It was incredible. And I accomplished this all because of Emma and BookTube, so I am eternally grateful for the experience. Next up is a book that is a classic in its own right, and that is Pet Sematary by the King himself. This is another one that of course I had heard of, but I don't like horror movies, so I didn't know if horror books would be just as bad for me. But I watched a video by GoodReads where she did a vlog reading this, and I was really inspired to check it out for myself. I obviously knew it was going to be scary, but when I found out that the central theme of this book is grief, I knew that I wanted to check it out and see how Stephen King intertwined horror with a deep, substantial emotion like grief. Yes, it was scary, but more on the creepy side, and I did enjoy the exploration of the grief that I was expecting. And I was able to do this all thanks to GoodReads. Another book that GoodReads inspired me to check out was Stolen Tongues. This is one that I read on Kindle Unlimited because she said it was really scary, really creepy. She tried reading it at night and I don't think she could do it. She said it was really, really hard to do. So I wanted to see what the fuss was all about. I read this on Kindle Unlimited. I felt the exact same way, so I had to go run and purchase a copy for myself to add to my collection. Stolen Tongues is a book I never would have heard of without GoodReads, so I am so happy to be influenced because now I have this awesome book, which I now call the scariest book I've ever read. Next up, I don't know if she would say it is the scariest book she's ever read, but Lala Reads did say House of Leaves was her favorite book of 2021. And the way she talked about it, and she talked about it in several different videos, I knew that I really had to check it out. This one I have not read yet. I'm honestly a little bit intimidated by the format. And Lala even says that it is very difficult to read it. It can be kind of confusing because of the format. There's kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to say different media, different formats, I guess. And some pages are really dense, some have no words at all. This book is about a house that is bigger on the inside than it appears to be on the outside. And it's a horror novel. Those are the only two things I know about this book. I know that in some points you need to hold it up to a mirror to read it. There's some pages you have to read upside down. I actually filmed an intro to read this book, and then I got like 3 pages in and my brain just couldn't handle it. I do want to try it again sometime. The way Lala talks about this book has really inspired me, so I can't wait to pick it up one day. I love those annual favorite books of the year videos because like Lala's video, I get a lot of great recommendations. And the next book was actually from one of those videos from Noelle Gallagher. Her favorite book of the year was Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Of course, I had heard of this book and I had heard it was fantastic and truly moving, but it wasn't until Noelle's video where she described reading it that I truly felt like I had the confidence to read it because it is a very difficult subject matter. But her description of the writing and how Chanel really took you on a journey, and before it got too dark and just when you thought you were gonna break, she would throw in like an anecdote or something with her sister or something to lighten the tone just slightly. So being able to balance that, not being able to emotionally devastate you, and also a very impactful, important story, it was a very moving book. I am so glad that Noelle influenced me to read this because it is a very important story. Noelle Gallagher also did a reading vlog of Hamlet. So when I saw this at my local used bookstore, it wasn't something that was on my TBR, but why not pick it up? If Noelle loved it and if she was encouraging others to read it, then I know it's going to be good. This is a little-known story about Shakespeare's greatest play, and I was a little bit scared to pick this up. I didn't feel like I was intelligent enough to understand it. Noelle had the same concerns though, and she still said that it was fantastic. So again, she is giving me the confidence to take on a book I wasn't sure if I can handle. I haven't read it yet though, so I will definitely keep you posted on what I think. The next book I hauled because of BookTube is called Burnout. I saw this on Chloe's channel when I myself was burnt out at work, and I knew that this nonfiction would give me some great tips. So I am currently on a 6-week break from work. I want to read this before I go back, hopefully learn some strategies to cope with stress, complete the stress cycle, so that I can deal with stress a lot more healthily and not get burnt out. I am so grateful that Chloe read this book and highlighted it in a video because if it helps me out, then this will probably be the most valuable book that BookTube has inspired me to read. The remaining books on my list are all due to one channel, and I've talked about it very, very frequently. That channel is Larry Reads. She is the one to introduce me to the author Mariana Zapata, who is known for slow burn romances, and a lot of them seem to be sports romances. Because of Larry's Guide to Mariana Zapata video, I picked up The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which I read and I was really disappointed actually. And something in me, something about Larry's passion made me want to give this author another shot. So I picked up All Roads Lead Here, and oh my God, I loved it. I actually read this on Kindle Unlimited first, and I enjoyed it so much that I knew I had to add it to my collection. But I am so glad that I gave her another shot because this is an all-time favorite. That is something really special when a booktuber can not only inspire you to read one book, but actually give an author a second chance when you're not thrilled with it. That is all because of Larry's passion in this one video. But that's not the only way Larry influenced me. Because of Larry's individual reading vlogs, I picked up the Off Campus series by Elle Kennedy. These are books I never would have read if not for Larry. First of all, they were not at my library, they weren't on Libby, they weren't at my local bookstore. I had to actually purchase them from Amazon. They are sports romances. I am not athletic. I don't like sports, so that wasn't something that appealed to me. And they're college-age romances. And being in my mid-30s, I don't really like reading about younger characters. They're kind of immature, and I just don't enjoy it. But again, Larry's passion in her vlogs really inspired me. My favorite is definitely the first in the series called The Deal. And what surprised me the most in this college-age sports romance was the substance and depth in this book. And then there was also comedic relief because I loved the banter between our two characters. Larry really helped me get out of my own way what I thought was a hard pass for me when it came to books. She helped me keep an open mind and give this series a chance, and I am so grateful for her. The last set of books that the BookTube channel Larry Reads inspired me to check out is one that I'm currently in progress of reading, and that is the Addicted series. I have read 2 of these books so far, so I am just starting the series. I can't say that I am in love yet, but what I think is happening is I think we are setting up our 2 main characters, and they're struggling a little bit right now. One of them is a sex addict, the other is an alcoholic. They are trying to stop enabling each other's addictions and help each other grow so they can be in a healthy relationship. I think we're setting up their struggles right now so we can see their character growth and development. So I'm excited for the journey, even if it's a little bit difficult to read at first. The Addicted series is 5 books, so obviously I purchased all 5 of those. Again, they weren't at my library or on Libby or at my local bookstore, so I had to buy them on Amazon, just like the spin-off series for the Calloway sisters. I've only purchased 1 so far in the series right now because you have to intertwine these books with the Addicted series, so I might give it a try before I commit to all 10. The way Larry talks about these books, though, she really inspired me to check it out. The one thing that stood out the most is how she described the element of found family, and that's one of my favorite things in books. The way she talked about them, she was saying like she felt like these were her friends. She felt like she was in this inner circle with them, and I love getting that feeling from books. I'm not quite there yet after reading the first book and the second book, but you can see how their foundation is forming, and I am so excited to see where this goes. I'm very confident Larry gave me another solid recommendation for a new series. Even though influencing has a very negative connotation, I love how we can inspire each other to check out different books, especially when they may be outside of our comfort zone or something that we never thought that we would be interested in because it didn't fit into the box of our regular genre. It's made even more special because in the bookworm community, we can all read the same words on a page but have a completely different experience with a book. We're all coming at it from different life experiences, different preferences, different perspectives. I love on BookTube how we all share our opinions and learn from each other. I learned so much from all of you all the time, and I hope that you get some enjoyment out of hearing my perspective on the books that I'm reading and all the various ways that I myself have been influenced. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.